Today I'm going to show you my easy way to make some really amazing, crispy, golden brown crab cakes with a lemon garlic aioli. Now we're going to get our crab cakes mixed together and formed first because I like to get those in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes just to firm up before frying them. And during that time, we're going to make our aioli. Now in my bowl here, I have 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I like to get all the ingredients mixed together before the crab goes in, except for the breadcrumbs. So to our 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, I'm going to add 1 egg that's been beaten. Next up, about 2 teaspoons of Tabasco sauce. 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1 teaspoon of mustard. I'm using a spicy brown mustard. 1/2 teaspoon of a coarsely ground black pepper. 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And 2 teaspoons of Old Bay seasoning. And we're going to mix this all together. Now comes the crab. I'm using 1 pound of lump crab meat. Now I went through it and checked for shells out of the can, even though there shouldn't be any, but it's always best to double check. Want to give this a little mix before we add in our breadcrumbs. And I always find it's best to start with less in terms of other ingredients like binders because you can always add more. It's really hard to take it out. Now I'm going to start by adding about 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. I have more reserved. I can add more if I need to. Want to do a little test here to see how it's holding together. So I just take some, press it together. It's holding, but I can feel that it's pretty wet. So I'm going to add about another 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. And let's say you add too many breadcrumbs. I could add another egg that's been beaten, or a little more mayo. Let's see how that's doing now. That feels much better. It's not too wet, it's holding together. So this is the right consistency. Now let's form our crab cakes. So I'm using my little burger mold here, just on a little synthetic cutting board. I'm not gonna fill this that thick, but it gives me the width that I want. We're gonna take some of our crab mixture, press it down in there to form it. This is a time when it's okay to really press down there, because you want to compact it. Then just lift and release. There we go, that's the size I want. And now I'm going to transfer this to a parchment-lined baking tray. This is what's going to go in the refrigerator so that these can rest for 30 minutes. Let's do another one. And you want to try and keep them about the same thickness. Just like that. All right, I'm going to finish forming these, then they'll go in the refrigerator and we'll move on to making our aioli. So for our lemon garlic aioli, we're starting with 1 cup of mayonnaise. To this, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic. That's probably 2 cloves of crushed garlic. 1/2 teaspoon of dried chives, 1/4 teaspoon of dried basil, 1/8 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, the zest of 1 medium lemon, and the juice of 1/2 a medium lemon. And we mix. Let's take a little taste. That's perfect. Nothing to add. I could add more salt here if I needed to, but it's just right. I'm going to cover this, and it's going to go in the refrigerator, and in just a little bit after our crab cakes have firmed up, we're going to fry them up over at the stove. All right, our crab cakes have been chilling in the refrigerator for half an hour. My pan is ready over at the stove, and when the crab cakes are done, they're going to come back here and rest on this paper towel, which is on a little rack in a tray. That'll just help absorb any excess butter or oil that's on there, and then we'll plate them up and have a taste. But let's head over to the stove. I want to get my pan on medium heat here. Going to add a little bit of olive oil, maybe a teaspoon, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of unsalted butter. If we need to add more butter along the way, we can after we do a couple crab cakes. First crab cake in. Now I could do more at a time in there, but I'm just going to do 2 because that way we can see them better. And they're probably going to go 3 to 5 minutes on each side until they're nice and golden brown. Look at that. Those are looking good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fry up the rest and then we will have a taste. All right, I have one of our crab cakes plated up here. These took about 4 minutes each side. Came out great looking. Let's get some of our aioli on here and have a taste. Maybe a couple scallions on top just to get some color. Now for the taste. A little bit without the sauce first. Nice crispy brown exterior, nice moist inside. Let's see how it tastes. That blend of seasonings in there works so well with crab. I know people put a lot of different things in their crab cake recipes. For me, this is kind of that sweet spot of flavor addition to the crab without overpowering it. Now let's get some with our lemon garlic aioli. Cheers. Again, if you're adding a sauce of some kind, it shouldn't hide the crab. This really bright flavor in this aioli just complements it perfectly. I could not have asked for better results.